Week 4 of the NFL season has officially concluded, and there are plenty of headlines to come out of Week 4. Whether it is the Baltimore Ravens struggling with injuries, falling to the Chiefs and becoming 1-3, the Eagles moving to 4-0, the Lions being dominant once again, the Packers tying with the Cowboys. But I think none are bigger than Jaxson Dart starting his NFL career with a 1-0 record and taking down the Los Angeles Chargers, who were potentially one of the most hyped teams in the NFL heading into the week. But Jaxson Dart was clutch, came through, and provided a big time win for the Giants in their first win of the season. Let's get right into this video and break down how Jaxson Dart could be an elite option down the stretch for this New York Giants team. What's going on, everybody? My name is Blitz Link, and today we are talking about Jaxson Dart, the rookie phenom from the New York Giants, making his debut for the team. Obviously, we all know the result of this game. They took down the Los Angeles Chargers, who entered 3-0 with the Chargers themselves at 0-3. The spread was over a touchdown, and the Giants were able to pull out the victory. And this was despite Malik Neighbors going down with a season-ending ACL injury, and they were still able to get the job done. What the Giants have been good at this season, it's been their pass rush. They are very talented in that front. Whether it is Abdul Carter, who's played a little bit of linebacker and edge rusher, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, they have one of the best fronts in the NFL, and they do have some decent options in the secondary, like Javon Holland, who have just not been playing up to the standard. But on offense, it seems like they were stuck for a little bit. Russell Wilson was not giving them enough of a ceiling offensively, and sure, he had a monster week against the Cowboys in week 2, but outside of that, he looked pretty abysmal. The play calling between Brian Dabble and Mike Kafka has looked stale, but Cam Scatterbo provided a little bit of a burst in week 3 against the Chiefs, and I was looking forward to see what he would do in week 4 without Tyrone Tracy. And then you enter the Jaxson Dart debut. The duo of Cam Scatterbo and Jaxson Dart on the ground is an electric one to watch, with Dart finishing with 50 rushing yards, Scatterbo finishing with 90 total yards. It's an interesting duo, and I want to kind of dive into the tape and show you guys where Jaxson Dart excelled in his week 4 rookie debut win. Dart showcased a different ability in this offense with his legs and what they could do in the red zone with him going forward. As you can see, QB draw here, Cam Scatterbo leading the way. Dart has a wide open hold of the touchdown. This type of play right here is something we see Philadelphia run a ton with Jalen Hurts. It's just a designed QB draw. One-on-one up front, you have the backers obviously heading out to Malik Neighbors over there, and then Dart is able to take advantage of all this space in the red zone and get a very easy touchdown run due to his athleticism and a great call by Brian Dabble and company. Down key situation of the game right here, Jaxson Dart is just able to use his legs and find a way to make something happen and get a first down despite nobody being open on this play. Dart is able to take off and run and get a big-time first down. And you know what? A lot of young quarterbacks utilize their legs at first. And yes, Jaxson Dart, in the grand scheme of things, you want to see him hit this type of throw right here, right away. But Dart doesn't feel comfortable doing that. Instead, he pump fakes once, decides to pull it down himself, and gives himself that extra ability to, if he doesn't process the field that well, Dart can just utilize his legs and find a way to get a first down. He did that right here, and it was a big-time third down conversion for them in this game. A veteran-type play here from Jaxson Dart. You're going to get a blitzing linebacker right there in that gap, and Dart is going to be tasked with finding a way to ultimately make a play despite nothing being open on his first 2 reads, which are interior slants. Dart makes something happen with his legs, scrambling and finding a receiver open on a comeback route right here. And what I love about this play is Dart has basically pressure right here. His line does a great job of picking it up. His first 2 initial reads aren't there, and what Dart does is he doesn't panic. He doesn't try to run in a circle. He immediately steps up in the pocket, sees the defenders coming to his face, but he's not necessarily looking at that defender. His eyes are down the field at his receiver right here, and he is, hey, let's find a way to get him the ball instead of using the legs first. And I think that's what happens with a lot of young quarterbacks is they don't keep their eyes up. But Dart does a great job here of keeping his eyes up, getting a big-time completion for 18 yards and a first down on this play. Another key play here that I thought was very important in his development is how quickly he processed the Chargers defense in this game-sealing throw over the middle to Theo Johnson. He does a great job of noticing where the defenders are in zone coverage and finding his second read on this route, which I thought was a great job, right? We're going to break it down right here to this point. Okay, Jaxson Dart is looking right here. try to fill this guy. You have this linebacker fill out, and it's ultimately going to kind of cause a little bit of an opening right here as this guy is going to clear out and go that way. What Dart does a great job of automatically doing and doing incredibly quick is Wan'Dale Robinson is covered right now, right? Jaxson Dart understands this, and he knows that Theo Johnson is right in this middle of this field. But this defender, if Dart doesn't do this quick enough, he can cover this, and ultimately it's not open. Dart automatically turns away, fires to Theo Johnson for a first down, and this game is basically wrapped up after this point. It's a great play and great awareness from a rookie quarterback to go from here and then fire it that quickly into zone coverage. And I'm going to show you guys the end zone view here real quick, and you're going to even see Dart looks that way. Right there, right? There's no hesitation. Dart knows where he is on the field, and that presence is something rare to see from a rookie. Final thing I want to highlight is just how this offense is going to look going forward. There is going to be so many RPOs and mesh points. You have a split concept here with an inside zone working that way and a read option working off of that, as well as a potential passing options from the receivers over there, right? These RPO type concepts have taken over the NFL over the last decade. The Chiefs utilize it at such a high level. The Miami Dolphins did it really well over the past few seasons as well. And what it gives the quarterback is a lot of flexibility and makes it simpler for their reads, right? Let's break it down right here where Jaxson Dart is in this mesh point situation, right? You're going to see Cam Skattebo gets the carry and gets a big time rush because of this. But what makes this so hard for a defense, and especially at the linebacker position, is that these players right here and right here, depending on where you're getting the mesh, and this guy specifically, right, they are going to have to understand the mesh point, understand what concepts are coming their way, right? Let's look at it from this guy's perspective right here because he's the mesh concept at this point. But you'll have a receiver over here, and this guy could be running a slant route. He has to find a way to stay in that window. A guy has to be here responsible for Jaxson Dart if Dart were to go this way, and they have to slow play it enough to prevent a big-time rush, which happens here. So it makes it so hard on defenses, and these are the type of concepts where Jaxson Dart can go this way. He can throw the ball this way. Cam Skattebo goes this way, and this was a 16-yard play. Expect the New York Giants to be very dominant on these RPO-type read option plays with Jaxson Dart at the helm at quarterback. Now, while the Giants did show a lot of good tape on offense, they do still definitely have a few things to improve on the offensive side of the ball. Dart was only 13 of 20 for 111 passing yards, and this passing offense is going to struggle, especially without Malik Neighbors and Dart as a rookie. I think Dart's strengths right now rely on his improvisation and his ability to use his legs to get first downs when everything breaks down. That's the plus. The downside is he doesn't necessarily read the field great in college, and I think that's going to be a hard thing for him in the NFL. And obviously, as a rookie, that's going to take some time to develop. But I think his legs are going to put him in a strong position to have success on a weekly basis. Sure, he's going to have some bad games. The Giants have a brutal upcoming schedule still where he's going to have some growing pains, but the future is looking bright. I mean, Jaxson Dart looks like he's got some juice. Cam Skattebo looks like he has some juice. Malik Neighbors, he went down with a torn ACL, but he's still incredibly young. That is a formidable trio on the offensive side of the ball. Add in the fact you have Andrew Thomas, who's just starting to return from injury, who is locked in as their longtime left tackle. They have foundational pieces on the offensive side of the ball. Add in the fact you have a great pass rush on defense. That's exactly what you need to win in today's NFL. Jaxson Dart just needs to show signs of progress throughout the season, and I'll be interested to see whether or not Brian Dabble and his coaching staff will be back in 2025 if they are not able to continue to elevate and trend in the right direction with this offensive team. I think, honestly, Daboll's run stale, and his ideas are definitely not what can help Jaxson Dart and this offense succeed and become one of the best teams in the NFL. So I think he could be out, and I think they could be looking for a new coach next year. But the New York Giants fans have to be excited about their potential future outlook with their rookie quarterback, rookie running back, elite all-pro wide receiver, and a talented defensive front going forward post-2025. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think this Giants team ceiling is over the next few years. Hit that subscribe button for more Blitz Sports Media content, and I will catch you guys next time.